Why does God make life so hard? How's it going, guys? Welcome to NedFest. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an issue surrounding Christianity that no one has ever struggled with, and that is, why does God design the human experience to be so difficult? Remember that everything you're about to hear is derived from my own thoughts and opinions, and that I am not an absolute source of truth. Anywho, let's get into it. The way I see it, this big question of why does God make life so hard is typically asked from two different angles. The first angle is from that of skeptics who are trying to call out some sort of theological plot hole in Christianity. The plot hole being that if God is all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-good, then how could he allow evil to exist? The second angle is from that of believers who feel like their Father in heaven is being too hard on them, and that because they are believers, they don't deserve to go through as many hardships as the filthy non-believers. Now, this video is going to focus more on the second angle because the first angle involves a lot of heavy theology that I don't really want to get too into in this video. And apparently most of you are losing interest after 3 minutes anyway. But I will quickly address the first angle at the end of the video if you're interested. Alright, to all my believers out there wondering why God doesn't seem to care about your happiness, I want to start by sharing a part of my story with you. When I was a senior in high school, I had everything going for me. I was the captain of the track team, I was a cheerleader who got to lead the pep rallies, I had the grades I needed to get into the school I wanted to go to, I had a great group of friends who were very positive influences on my faith. Well, maybe not this one. I had an awesome girlfriend, I helped lead worship at my church on Wednesday nights. I couldn't have asked for more. I was also an extremely naive little chotch in high school who considered myself to be above those who drank, cussed, or participated in the recreational consumption of cannabis. Like whenever I was at a dance or some sort of social event that involved drinking around me, I usually looked like this.
Make it stop!
After I graduated, I thought that during my freshman year at A&M, I was going to get plugged into an exclusive student organization. I thought I was going to make good grades. I thought I was going to play worship in the church band. I thought I was going to meet my freaking wife. Additionally, I felt like I deserved those things because I was such a moral tryhard in high school. I was essentially the epitome of entitlement. And guess what happened? Literally all of those things I expected to achieve fell through. I was way too shy to talk to women. I got rejected by a selective Christian organization that all of my friends got into. By the way, a selective Christian organization makes about as much sense as a vegan steakhouse. I brutally skeeted my audition for the church band. And my grades were meh. Just like any spoiled brat would, I got so angry at God that I almost lost my faith altogether. I mean, how could he? How could he make one of his most loyal and obedient followers so miserable? I mean, what's the point in believing in God if you don't get a blessed and abundant life in return? Look, I know I'm supposed to be selfless and all that other biblical junk, but I've been so well behaved my entire life. And God isn't holding up his end of the deal and giving me the life I deserve. Me. Now, yes, I'm being extreme. But this is still a pretty accurate representation of where my thoughts were during this time. Let me ask you something. Who do you think needs more character correction? A kid who got peer pressured into drinking in high school, or someone who had a severely prideful and entitled state of mind like I did? If you said the first kid, then your values are pretty misguided and you're probably a baby boomer who sent your two kids to private school. Obviously, the kid with pride is in much more need of help. I mean, pride is very bad. The Bible makes it clear that pride is a huge problem. God was very aware that my character needed some serious maintenance. So what did he do? He repaired me using a dose of humility. And how did he do it? By taking all of my selfish hopes and dreams for college away from me. And why did he do it? Because he loves me so dadgum much that he couldn't stand to sit by and watch my character deteriorate. He didn't allow me to suffer because he's not a fair or loving father. He allowed me to suffer because he is a fair and loving father. A parent's love for their child shines most when they take the time and effort to discipline them and make sure that they're going to grow up to be a man or woman of sound character. You know what crappy parents do? They let their kids do whatever they want because they're either too lazy or ignorant to take the time to instill positive values in them. Rotten parents also encourage their kids to value a screen over human interaction by letting them melt their retinas on an iPad screen during meals just to get them to shut up. Okay, anyways, many of you are probably asking, but dude, bad things still happen that don't always yield positive results. Like, why do loved ones die? Why do our houses get flooded? Why does cancer exist? Why did the song Thunder by Imagine Dragons have to be written? Here's the deal. Life isn't designed to be easy. Life is designed to allow you to grow as much as possible. And I don't think anyone argues that the more hardship you overcome, the stronger you become. This isn't just a Christian philosophy. I mean, this is a pretty universal concept. Live and learn, dude. Paul from the Bible even takes this a step further and says, "Consider it all joy, my boys, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance." So basically, whenever we go through something that sucks, our reaction should be one of gratitude and knowing that God is forcing us to grow and strengthen like any good father would. And that's where the song Good Good Father comes from. You're good, good father. Sorry about that. It's a bummer that so many times when we encounter these trials in life, instead of thanking God for working on us, we complain, whine, and just shut down. I'm sure you've heard at least 3/4 of all Christians who exist use a hurdle race as a metaphor for life and its trials. As overused as it is, it's actually a pretty solid representation of life. I mean, if we were able to cling to God with thanksgiving during our life's trials or hurdles, we could be looking like this. But we usually decide to whine and complain like I did my freshman year and end up looking like this. Let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. Bet you never heard that one before. So as you go through your hard times, just remember that God hasn't gone anywhere. He hasn't abandoned you. He hasn't forgotten you. He's not just being a jerk. He's actually doing quite the opposite and giving you an opportunity to grow and strengthen yourself by not losing faith over a hurdle. Remember, every time you hit a hurdle and fall down, you learn from your mistakes and learn how to take the next one much better. Okay, real quick, to all the skeptics out there who are more tripped up on the theological issue of how can a perfect God allow evil to exist in the world, let me clear some things up. The way I look at it, the existence of evil does not disqualify the possibility of God being all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-good, all at the same time. NANI? God is the creator of free will. He's also the creator of Lucifer, who used to be the highest ranking angel of them all, but then abused this gift of free will to create evil and become who we now know him as, and that's Satan. I forgot to put my gum out again. So, God didn't create evil, Lucifer did. Well, then why did God create free will if he knew Lucifer was going to abuse it and create evil? Okay, without free will, God would not be a just God. Without free will, everyone would be forced to follow and serve God by no choice of their own. And there's no freedom in that. And no one likes being forced to do something. And God doesn't like forcing us to do things. He wants us to have the choice to do them. So long story short, God did not create evil. Lucifer did by abusing the gift of free will. And without free will, there would be no justice or freedom in the world. Okay, video over. If you made it this far in the video, then go ahead and give yourself a round of applause. If you're enjoying these videos I've been putting out, then be sure to show the channel support by leaving a like and subscribing for more videos. If you didn't enjoy the video, then make sure to rip me a new one in the comments. But that is going to do it for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.